This video is about cultivating stability. So challenging ourselves in situations on the mat so that we can carry that into life off the mat. So we'll do the spinal warming and sun salutation, and then challenge ourselves with a kind of complex balance, one-legged balance pose. You'll want to have probably a yoga block and a strap. So settle in, feel your spine long. Maybe turn your head from side to side. Drop your chin to your chest. Exhale, then inhale. Bring your head right back over your shoulders. So as you set your intention today, perhaps there's some challenge that you have on the mat you'd like to focus on. Or you could carry your intention off the mat. If there's some challenge in your life that you're having, you can dedicate this practice to finding the stability to work through it. If you're comfortable closing your eyes, we're going to do 3 rounds of breathing, suspending the breath at the top of the inhale. So inhaling deeply, hold for a count or 2, and then exhale deeply. Do that 2 more times. Inhaling deeply, hold, and exhale. And inhale, hold, and exhale. So that breath practice is a way to sort of set our intention and get our energy going for the challenge ahead. So on an inhale, get really, really tall, and then exhale, twist to one side. Maybe gazing over your back shoulder. Your inhales make you taller, your exhales take it a little more deeply. So on your last inhale, turn your head around to the front shoulder. And then exhaling, gently release. And inhale, get tall. And do the same thing on the other side. Couple of breaths to deepen. And then change your gaze. And exhaling, gently release. So inhale, getting tall again, walking one hand out to the side to make more space. So feel both sides of the body staying long as you take the other arm overhead. And decide where to set your gaze. And then inhaling, come on back up to center. Exhaling, take a breath. And then again, inhaling, walk with one hand out, take the arm overhead, and settle in. Then inhaling, come on back to center, and exhale, settle. Take your arms up overhead. Turn your palms facing out, take them back down. Take your arms overhead again. And back down. And we'll move to cat-cow on our hands and knees. So if your wrists bother you, you could always come down to your elbows, or you could pad your knees. If your knees are sensitive, you could pad them with a blanket, so fingers spread wide. Today we'll start with the exhale, so drop the tailbone. Let the head drop if it's safe. Lift the mid back up. And then from the tailbone, inhale, gently arch. And exhale, hollow out. And inhale, gently arch. Remove your tail, wag your tail, move your hips from side to side. One more time. When you're ready, exhale, hollow out. And inhale, gently arch. So right from here, we're going to curl our toes under, lift our hips up and back to a downward facing dog. So one way you can test the length of your dog is to inhale, bring your shoulders over your wrists. And then exhale, come on back to down dog. You can keep your knees bent. Your heels probably won't reach the floor. Nice. So pull the low belly in, float the knees down. And we're going to do a low lunge and a hamstring stretch. So you might want to hold on to your block. I'm going to bring the left foot forward first. All right. So spending a few breaths here, just feeling the spine, have a gentle back bend. Maybe raise my gaze. You can sweep your arms up. And then as I exhale, I'm going to make my spine longer. Maybe hold on to the block, or if you're pretty bendy, you go straight to the floor. You're going to curl those back toes under. Lift your hips up and back. Push into the big toe mound, especially of that front foot. A few breaths here. If you wanted to take it deeper, you could move your block to the outside of that leg and start to feel it in the IT band as you twist toward that extended leg. So exhaling, soften. Go right back to your downward facing dog. Take a breath. It's an opportunity to notice one side and the other. And pull your low belly in, float your knees down again. And bring the right leg forward for low lunge. So make sure you're nice and stable. Take a couple breaths here. And then exhaling, lengthen into that hamstring stretch, push into the big toe mound. So you could always do this with your back knee on the ground if that feels better. And if you want to switch to a deeper stretch in the IT band. So to get into that IT band, you really have to work on straightening that leg you're working. Soften the front knee. We're going to bring the back foot to meet the front. Drop your hips, and if it's safe for your spine, just slowly roll up one vertebra at a time. Inhaling, arms up overhead, and exhaling, hands to your heart. So 2 sun salutations. I'm going to take the left leg back first today. So exhale, simplicity. Inhale, gratitude. Soften, folding forward, exhaling, humility. Inhaling, half forward fold, fingers under the knees, commitment. Exhaling, left leg way back in high lunge. Being ready. Like you're starting a race. On top of a push-up plank. Do the work. Squeeze those elbows in, exhaling down. Chaturanga, chest and chin first if you can. Let go. And make those legs strong, and inhaling one, gentle cobra. Don't forget to look up. And then right away, bring yourself to downward facing dog, make space. Then bring that left leg forward, ready to return. Exhaling, humbled, deep forward fold. Inhaling, staying steady, fingers under the knees, half forward fold. And then softening so that you can reverse your dive, arms up in the air, ready to begin again. Exhale, simplicity. Inhale, gratitude, arms up, maybe a little back bend. Exhaling, soften as you fold forward. Hang in humility. Inhale, half forward fold. Make that commitment. Exhaling, right leg way back in high lunge, front knee over the ankle. Making ready. Inhaling, top of your push-up plank. Do the work. Soften the knees. Maybe drop them down to the mat. Exhaling, your chaturanga. Let go. And then firm up those legs. Inhaling, cobra, look up. And right away, downward facing dog. Exhale, make space. On your next inhale, right leg forward. Ready to return. And then bring that back foot to meet the front. Forward fold, humbled. Fingertips under the knees, half forward fold, stay steady. And then exhale, soften. Let your head hang. Reverse your dive. all set to begin again. So our one-legged balance today is pretty challenging. It's going to be a big toe hold. You might want to go against the wall, find a chair, use a strap. You wrap it around one leg. So remember your tools. You've got your breath, and you've got your steady gaze. So the goal is to get the legs straight, but you don't have to. So another option would be to grab a hold of the big toe with the opposite hand. Right? I want to stand up tall, even if the leg doesn't go straight. Maybe extend that other arm behind you. I'm going to fall out of it, don't watch me. It's just a practice, I'm going to try again. All right, so the goal is to stand up tall and take a twist, one-legged balance. You could try and switch your gaze. And then come out of it and walk it out. So use all your props, right? Part of our practice is recognizing that we're not alone, right? So from a spirituality, faith perspective, remember that if God is for us, who could be against us? No fear. Let's try the other side. Use your strap. Or grab hold of the big toe. Try to stand up tall. I'm cheating a little bit, I got the wall behind me. Super challenging, right? Maybe you shift your gaze. I might try that one more time. Right? I'd be willing to dive in there into the challenge. And it is a practice. Okay, there we go. And go ahead and walk it out. So release your hands. Nice firm Tadasana. Inhale, take your arms up overhead, interlace your fingers, release your index fingers. We're just gonna get rid of some of that tension that might have built, right? Get tall, and then just exhale to one side. Inhale through center, exhale to the other. Inhale through center, and exhale. One more time. Good. Bring your hands back to your heart center. And we're going to come back to the top of the mat. Just to bring ourselves down to the mat safely. All right, so arms up in the air. One more breath of gratitude. Exhale, soften and fold forward. And take one leg way back in high lunge, just getting into the floor safely. Flip that back knee down. Come to all fours. Shift your hips to one side. And swing your legs around. We're going to finish with a bridge pose. And maybe a happy baby. So go ahead and roll yourself safely onto the mat. Knees bent, feet flat on the ground. So your feet and your knees and your hips are all in line. Tuck your shoulder blades together. Root your big toes. And on an inhale, lift your hips, your thighs, your rib cage. And then interlace your hands underneath you if you can. We're going to stay here for 3 breaths. Pushing into the big toe mound, engaging those inner thighs. You can even close your eyes here. One more deep inhale, lift a little higher. And then release your hands if you have them under you, and exhale, drop your hips, and take a breath here. It's like resetting your computer. And then draw your knees into your chest, rock from side to side a little bit, massaging that low back. And we'll finish with happy baby. So you bring your hands, knees are outside your elbows and your hands are on the outside of your feet. The goal is to have your shins parallel to one another and your heels facing the ceiling. So I'm pulling my feet down, using my arm strength. You can even rock from side to side here. So making any motion that might feel right, maybe extending one leg and then the other. And when you've had enough of that, getting ready to settle in for Shavasana, the most important pose of all. You could keep your knees bent, you can stretch your legs out. If you don't have any blood pressure issues, you could go to a wall and put your legs up the wall. So just for a few minutes, being still, connect to your breath, then let your breath go. Staying fully present until you hear my voice again. So wiggle your fingers and your toes. Take a big deep breath in and exhale out. Maybe take like a big morning stretch or do whatever else feels right to get ready to begin again. So eventually making the motions big enough so that you can bend your knees, roll to one side. You would stay here resting on your side, or you could gently push yourself up to seated. I invite you to keep your eyes closed if you're comfortable. So sitting up tall, spine nice and long. Remember that your ability to deal with the challenges in life is greatly enhanced by your awareness and belief that you are not alone. On an inhale, bring your hands to your heart center. On an exhale, bow your head to your heart. Give yourself that mental pat on the back for always showing up for yourself and for the others in your life. The Spirit in me honors the Spirit in you. Namaste.